Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 1 of Taboo Tattoo. Now, I actually was looking forward to doing this review because I actually really thought this sounded pretty cool. I mean, I love martial arts anime. There's not a lot of them thrown out there that I feel like I really hook onto because honestly, they're usually typically either really far out there and not done very well, or just, kind of I've seen it done before and I don't want to really watch it. But Taboo Tattoo, it had an interesting premise from the actual, description of it on Mal when I first saw it for the coming summer stuff. And honestly, I'm glad I watched it. It's actually pretty cool. I like it so far. So we have our main character, who I'm going to pronounce his name terribly, so I'm going to use his nickname all the time after this. But his name is Masashi Akatsuku, which is, he's nicknamed Sege. Now, Sege apparently is your martial artist who he likes to help the weak, and you see him at the very early on parts of the show where he actually defends this what looks like a homeless man from another attacker. Now, the homeless man, quote unquote, actually gives him a gift, a weird kind of circular object, and puts it on his hand, which actually ends up embedding a tattoo in his hand. Now, we won't learn yet until what that is, until like the later half of this episode, but you could see some of its power in the next scene, which he ends up running into a girl who we see in the very early on parts of the show actually slam him with a punch when he's running at her by accident because he's trying to get to school on time, and ironically enough beats the crap out of him with this one attack. But he just thinks that, oh, it's just because he wasn't ready for anything like that. But you already see that this power of these tattoos look like they might have some intense stuff in total. Now, I just want to show the next image because this is the stuff you're going to see comedic wise. There's a lot of comedy thrown into this show, and I like it so far. Kind of reminds me of Kenichi's Strongest Disciple in many ways. So I'm happy to see this in another show type thing. But you see that they have like funny faces and stuff like that. There's going to be plenty of those in this first episode. Now, he ends up running into this girl again on the way home with his quote unquote childhood friend, and she ends up stealing his phone and ends up challenging him to a duel inside an abandoned warehouse, which he loses terribly. But what we get from this is that these tattoos are activated using things called triggers, and the people that have these tattoos are called seals. Now, the triggers activate via a number one of things. Like for hers, for example, she has to take chalk and smash it into her hand, and the chalk particles apparently make it so where she can use the air around her and make like explosive energy type attacks with it. It's pretty cool. I'm very curious to see how they're going to do these things with all the other characters. I'm really stoked to see it. Now, we learned a little bit more about our background character, where our main character, Sege, who apparently his dad died at a young age, according to his grandfather who's teaching him at the dojo. That apparently Sege's father must have most likely died in a street fight of some sort. But we see that, that really still troubles Sege despite his, him already being a teenager. It still is a hurt loss for his father having died in that way, and he wants to prove himself strong and not lose a fight like his father did. Now, the girl from earlier tries to follow him the whole time, and there's actually several scenes of her, like right there you can see the little red arrow pointing to where she is, and he's like, I know you're following me the whole time. And this leads to another moment though, where another tattoo user ends up, coming at them. He doesn't realize who it is at first, knocks him down. He thinks, okay, that wasn't that bad, but we learn that he is indeed a tattoo user who it can amplify his strength. But it seems like still Sege has not found a way to use his tattoo yet, and is going to be on the losing end of this fight until at the very end is able to activate that power in his hand with destructive force. Like you can see this guy get destroyed essentially by whatever power it is, and we learn that he actually is what they call a not trigger or triggerless character. Apparently, they don't have to use a trigger to actually activate their tattoo, which is very interesting. So that's how the episode essentially ends, and I'm very curious how this show's going to go. I mean, like I said before, martial arts things, I love martial arts because in general I've taken up martial arts myself. I love the anime for it. I tend to, kind of be very critical of it because either it's really super bullcrap and it's not done very well. I've seen I hate to say Kenichi's Strongest Disciples is a great anime, and I love that, but I hate that there's a lot of shows that mimic that same style, and I don't like shows that do that. So Taboo Tattoo though looks like it's going to be a little different. I'm really hoping for something interesting, some creativity with this kind of genre, And I think you guys and girls will like it too. So definitely check it out. It's on Crunchyroll, as you saw that a few screenshots of mine had the Crunchyroll watermark on top. So definitely check out Crunchyroll. It's a great place to watch anime after all. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'll say that anyways. Anyways, guys and girls, I hope you have a great day. The anime talk will be out probably 2 hours from now. So it'll be 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I'll talk to you then. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.